Hi friends, let's take a look at basic attention token. So I had this on the list, obviously, on my favourites list because we looked at this in the past and things didn't really work out. I actually think the title of the video at the time was something like, does this thing only ever consolidate? Because if you look at it on this is the daily chart, let's go up to the weekly chart or whatever, for such a long time this thing just consolidates. And then, you know, here we have what you could think of as maybe being some sort of breakout having occurred to the downside in this triangular shaped gizmo that we have drawn on there as of just now, or whatever, you could think of it like that. But let's just go back down to the daily and see a look at roughly what was happening in and around when we were looking at it before. Zoom back up a bit and see. Well, we have the I appreciate, actually, maybe this is quite difficult to see. Yeah, it's difficult to see. Let's get rid of these for now and look at this and say, well, look, we had this sort of shoulder appear here on the chart. Then we had this head. Then we had this shoulder, and then we got the measured move off the back of that. Just go from roughly there to there, and stick it in here and see where that took us. Now, it was obviously quite a scary measured move, really, overall, and in terms of getting the full thing, it did happen. It went all the way down as far as 7 cents, fairly nutso. So big. I don't know, what do you get if you bought a lot down there? You get a lot of free adverts or something. Get a lot of free adverts. You get to tip content creators. Actually, I'm on that bat thing. Not checked it in a while. Didn't get any, I don't think, though, because you know, whatever. Anyway, here we are looking at this, and maybe one day I will get a bat tip. Who knows? I've given a couple. So we've been in this channel here. We could say it's a channel. Now, of course, we've looked at various other assets today, and we know that there's different ways of sort of drawing these things out. Maybe this could be some other shape, or it could be something else going on. We know that there's a subjective nature in these things, but what is the point in this then? If we're going to get carried away with subjective nature stuff, is really just to kind of draw our eye to the fact that we've set in a higher low so far. We're kind of trying in this range here, and this maybe we could be moving back up towards these upper sides here. Let's stick a couple of those other things back on then and see if we can get an idea of where we could be going or where resistance would be. In fact, no, before we do that, let's draw in our previous this previous area here as being resistance now, because we can see quite clearly that it was support and resistance in the past. Sorry, support here, resistance earlier, and we're right in amongst that price now. So if we're able to beat above that one, that would be a good start. Of course, and where would be the next one here then thereafter? Should we be looking towards the upside? We'll be in and around that area there. Now let's try and see if there's any confluence with a Fibonacci retracement drawn in from our swing high up here down to the lows here. Maybe we'll do it body to body as well just to see, but we'll go for this. We'll go for it, include all the wicks, just take the damage. There we go. So we can see right there that inner near this horizontal line we would have expected as much, more or less. You've got the 236, and then amongst this horizontal line here, you've got the 382. So that's interesting. If we just maybe make it more accurate so we can zoom in again, and you can see that we're just above the 236 just now. I'd like to see, of course, daily closes and everything else above this line and this one as we just spoke about, really, and try to move on towards the upside. I'd be wary in a sense as well of potential for head and shoulders. If this acts as resistance, then you'd have a sort of small head and shoulders here, which could reverse this time frame and bring us back down here, so we can get a double bottom type formation here on the bottom if this were to be the bottom. Of course, this is us looking for a bottom essentially. If this were to not be the bottom, then you'd be continuing the downward trend and you'd be looking at coming down past this area, but you could get something that, like, you know, quite often these things work out that way, where you get a double bottom type shape of some sort in retrospect when you look back at it after a certain amount of time. So that's really kind of where we're looking at in terms of the near future targets towards the upside with this coin. In terms of towards the downside, if you break below the sort of this 138 area, then you'd be looking down at 130 where we had our previous lows at before, and then 130, 13. 14 cents, 13 cents. Sorry if I've been getting the prices wrong the whole time through this episode. Can't actually think if I've been saying them properly or not. 12, then down after that, and of course, when you go down below 10 cents, every cent down is another 10% and whatever else. So just this move between here at 11 cents and down to 7 cents, that was a solid 30% move there. So we'll not get too carried away. There's a lot of places where you'd be eager to stop out of this if there was downward side action, which could then in turn lead to the double bottom pattern. But we don't need to stick with it the whole time if that's what happens. I'm not financial advice, that's financial advice. I'm just talking about if you're looking to trade this in the next wee while. But yeah, this could be a low risk opportunity for a long manageable risk opportunity here. If you take one, it's easy to manage your risk in and around a clear level like this, and then to go on towards the upside afterwards. You've got clear profit taking targets, and you've also got the story of how to be aware of whether or not this thing could end up to turn into something else, such as like a reversally type pattern in amongst this area here where our previous highs, if you're looking at 15 cents and it doesn't get any higher than 15 and we close the body lower there, you could have a sort of head and shoulders type effort on forming up there. Now I don't want to get too carried away, I just wanted to throw that out there because I'll not be looking at this every day. This is today's bonus coin. I'm Rocky Outcrop. I'm a Rocky Outcroptician, just like everybody who subscribes to the channel. If you've watched this video through to now, you're a bona fide Rocky Outcroptician too, so I'll send you your degree in the post. Hit comment, like, subscribe, all that jazz. Let me know what you think. If you want to see more of these videos, let me know. I do various bonus coins alongside the Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, and Tezos. And if you've been watching along here, you know that I, for some reason, can't say Chainlink. I always say some other coin's name or something, say an exchange name or something. Anyway, yeah, thanks for tuning into this one. It's been fun. I'll catch you in the next episode. Cheers.